Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. After a few months of waiting, I finally have the brand new Tesla Model Y long range rear wheel drive. This compact SUV, electric SUV, might be the best option when you want an electric car, a family electric car with plenty of space and a good price for the offer. And I think, and I'm still thinking, guys, after so many years after Tesla released Model 3 and Model Y, I still think that Model 3 it's the best buck for your money. I think it's the best offer, and also I think Model Y it's probably the best price offer quality on the market. And today we have the long range rear wheel drive. That means this is the Model Y with the longest range, and I will test it in this video. We will check the consumption and I will explain you what are the differences between this car that have only one electric motor on the rear and the all-wheel drive version, which have two electric motors, one on the front, one on the rear. And the only difference between long range all-wheel drive and long range rear wheel drive is the fact that on this car that we have right here, it's missing the front electric motor. Other than that, it has the same battery and the same suspension system, the same hardware, just that they are a little bit set up different, but otherwise basically it's the same car. And the other thing that's missing from this car in comparison with the all-wheel drive is the sound system, which this one have 9 speakers like the entry-level version, and the top of the range version all-wheel drive have 15 speakers plus 1 subwoofer. And otherwise it's basically the same car. Interior exterior quality is the same, but in this video we will test it. I want to see the consumption. We will go on the highway in the city so we can check out the consumption, and also how is the driving feeling when you accelerate, how is the dynamic, and I will explain you a little bit the differences between those two cars, two versions. And before we start, we have 19-inch wheels and also Hankook tires, one of the best, if not the best, summer tires that you can get these days on the market. They are phenomenal also for electric cars. They have the lowest resistance. They are fantastic for efficiency, economy, but they are also comfortable in the same time. So I will definitely get those one next year on my car as well. Now that we know all the information, if you want to go inside the car, of course, all you have to do is just come close to the car. Maybe you are connected to the, I don't think it sees my face. I have to put the code right here. Now you go here, you open it from the phone, or if you have the card, with the card, and you just come close to the car, you just unlock it. You probably already know that from the app, or without the app, with the card, wherever. Entrance, it's normal like in all cars. Also double glass on the front, double glass on the rear on the old version, including this rear wheel drive. The interior, we have the white interior. It looks really nice. The interior, it's really beautiful. The white one, if you know that you're not having too many kids and you don't make a mess inside the car, will be nice to get those white. But if you know you don't like to wash them all the time and care all the time, then the black version will be just nice. Anyway, electric adjustable seats. Basically the interior layout, material quality, they're the same. So you can see inside here, it doesn't come with Alcantara. Is this kind of textile material here, and here you have this ecological leather, so soft material in many places, which is great. Now let me put the seat belt, and before we start driving, I want to give you some technical data and I want to explain you a few driving features. We'll reset the consumption and then we will start driving. So first of all, the most important thing is the price. This long range rear wheel drive, it's 50,000 euro. That means it's 3,000 euro cheaper than the all-wheel drive version. What you get for 3,000 euro, an extra motor and a better sound system, I don't know. Plus, of course, on this one you get better range and less horsepower. So you can weight it yourself, depend on every single person. But if you want the longest range from a Model Y, I think this car that I have with me, the long range rear wheel drive, is the best option. So 50,000 euro, 304 horsepower on this version. It's 66 horsepower less than all-wheel drive version. 0 to 100 5.6 seconds. Here on the all-wheel drive you get 4.8 seconds, so it's a little bit quicker, almost 1 second quicker, the all-wheel drive version. But yeah, I would say 5.6 is more than enough. Top speed 201 km/h on both versions. The same battery, 81 kWh NMC battery. Charging speed is the same, 250 kW in DC. Range on this car with 20-inch rims, you get 622 km with 20-inch rims. If you get the 19-inch rims, probably the range will go up to 650, around 650 kilometers. Where if you look at the 19-inch wheels on the all-wheel drive version, the range is around 586 km. But if we compare it with 20-inch rims, will be around 54 km differences between those two. Consumption 14.2 kWh. We will test it in this video, and on the all-wheel drive version it's around 15.3 kWh. So this is the most efficient Model Y which you can get, with the longest range and the lightest one from all versions, even from the all-wheel drive standard range, which have more kilograms. And I will tell you right now, 1901 kilogram is the weight of this car. 1997 kilograms is the weight for all-wheel drive, and 1928 kilogram for the standard range. Trunk space is the same, ground clearance the same, 16.7 centimeters, and the towing capacity 1600 kilograms. Also this car, the same as the all-wheel drive, the long-range rear-wheel drive, it's built in Berlin in Europe for Europe. It has the same suspension setup, and the differences stay in the speakers. So the most important thing to remember is that this long-range rear-wheel drive have the longest range on the market, and also is the lightest one. So it's even lightest than the standard range. Now guys, before we start driving, I love the fact that the car comes with ventilation on the seats. You can set it up from here, very simple. So I will leave it on level 1 because it's summer, it's hot outside, so I definitely need that. And climatic system, I will leave it on level 1, just yeah, low, like all my tests. Good. Now let's reset the consumption and then we will start driving. I will go to the trip here, and where is it? Let's reset, let's say current trip. Okay, let's reset current trip, and let's reset also the trip A. Okay, let's reset trip A, so we remember trip A. Driving mode, dynamics, let's say standard. Deceleration, standard. So the great part is that with Model Y, the new Model Y offer you also 2 levels of recuperation, reduce or standard. And let me start with chill mode. First of all, press the brake, put it in drive, simple as that, and let's drive it. And then also the steering wheel, you can have it on light, standard or heavy, so you have 3 different levels of steering wheel feeling. The great part is that there are so many things to explain you about the car, but definitely check out the full review, because I have another videos with the car where I explain you everything. It's basically the same as this one, even though there I have the all-wheel drive version. In this video, I just want to focus on the differences. In terms of steering wheel, and options are basically the same. So you have the light steering wheel, which is incredible when you're driving in the city. For example, if you want to go around in the city, it feels light, it feels good, so you can go around the corners very easy, and I like that a lot. And then if you move it to heavy or standard, it becomes a little bit heavier, and you definitely feel that difference, and this is much more useful on the highway at high speed, and we will test that. And then deceleration, they call it, that means the recuperation, you can have it on reduce. That means you release the acceleration in the car, it's still rolling, but it's still recuperating somehow. But if you have it on standard, this is super strong, so it goes to a completely stop, and it's engaging also auto hold because it has 1 pedal drive. So I love to drive on standard in the city, like we have these conditions here, and I love to have it on low regenerative brake when I go on the highway. So it's great that we have those 2 options new right now on this new Model Y, where on the previous we didn't have that option. Anyway, fantastic visibility as in almost both versions, Model 3, Model Y. incredible visibility around the windows, and in Model Y in special, because you have a taller driving position, so you see everything around just perfect. Great visibility in the mirrors, the same blind spot light here in this area, but the visibility also on the windshield, in the mirrors around the car, is just gorgeous visibility. So I wouldn't say anything, wouldn't complain about that. Regarding the suspension, after I test the all-wheel drive, and you can see the videos already on the channel, I have to tell you that also this suspension, it's quite the same setup. I feel like it's identical, the setup. I don't feel any differences in terms of setup, and I would say it's a very good setup. The suspensions are somehow, I would say, 50-50. 50 comfort, 50 dynamic. And the only difference from this one and the previous Model Y, I feel like it's in the quality of the suspensions. And I feel like they are a little bit better, the dampers, the articulation, the better quality. And it feels a little bit smoother, softer, more refined, if that makes sense. But the setup, it's still stiffer, it's still sporty. The car feel a little bit more compact than before, so that means, you see, it's more compact, it's more dynamic, it's more sporty. I feel like it stays better on the road. It doesn't feel anymore like a boat. Before it feels a little bit like go left and right like a boat, but now it's like more planted on the ground, and I like that. Somehow that was something that's missing on the previous version, something that was feel like the body and the chassis, like under battery and powertrain, are different. Now I feel like it's together, more compact, and I like that. But it's still not super comfortable like some people would expect, but it's better quality, and also over the bumps it feels a little bit more refined. Yeah, this is the word. Now in comparison with the all-wheel drive version, this rear-wheel drive version, basically when you drive at low speeds like we drive until now, you don't feel a difference. As long as you don't push the acceleration very hard, you don't feel a difference. It feels basically the same. Now when we go on the highway, I will show you there, you can feel a little bit the difference. The difference is right here, should be, I think it's more in the consumption, because this is more efficient and it's more lighter, so you don't have so much weight with you, so you get a better consumption, and you should get a better consumption with those with this rear-wheel drive version, because the only thing that's missing is just the engine and a few speakers, and because some speakers missing, it's also lighter, and some subwoofer is now here, and then you get a better performance in terms of efficiency. And to be honest, around 56, I think, kilometer differences, it's still a pretty big difference. And I think for those of you that want an extended range and they don't drive too much on the snow and ice, I think it makes a lot of sense. So the thing is that when you need all-wheel drive, if you live in a country where you have 1 month winter and a few times snowing, and maybe a few times snow on the road and a few times a little bit of ice, then it make no sense to get the all-wheel drive version. But if you are a person that drive most of the time on the winter, on the snow, and it's icy, it's dangerous, then you need the all-wheel drive, have a better grip, it's splitting the power to the wheels better, so you have a better grip on the road. So it's depending on your circumstances, depending on your needs, you can choose the perfect option. But I would say 3,000 euro is not a big difference, so yeah, from my point of view, I don't think the money will make a difference. I think more the needs will make a difference. And this one have 66 horsepower less, but yeah, I guess you don't feel too much of a difference, because you will see the acceleration, it's insane anyway. When you put it in chill mode, the car will give you the power smoothly, nicer, so it will be more efficient. If you put it in standard, you will see a little bit later, the car is much more aggressive, will respond much more faster, and so on. Now, because of this train, we lost a little bit of consumption. It's go to 187 or 202 right now, because we stay in the same place. But it's good because it's a good test for the consumption. Outside it's very hot, 35 degrees, it's super warm. So it's a great consumption, it's a great real world consumption, so many people will be happy with this real test. Also, the panoramic glass roof, by the way, from the previous version, now it's super summer, so I can make a difference. So before on my car, on my Model Y, I cannot touch it like that, it was super hot. Right now I can still have my hands here, and the car was the whole day in the sun, and I can still have my hands. They improved this coating, so even though it's still hot inside, it's much better than the previous version of Model Y, and that's very important. Now, this is the test of the suspension. So exactly what I told you. You don't hear too much noise from articulation, from the suspension, from the dampers. They are much more refined, much better made, and that's a big difference from the previous version. Plus the geometry of the suspension have been changed. That's why you have a better stability now. And I would say, man, it's really good on the curves. You look at this, it sits so well on the road. And of course it's back, the stalk here behind the steering wheel. Now you can change the turning signal. You can turn it on and off, very simple, very easy, very quick. We still in chill mode, standard on the recuperation, and the steering it's in light, but we can switch in heavy. Now we go on the highway, so the steering wheel will be a little bit more heavier, so you have a better control when you drive quicker, you know, and we will drive quite quick on the highway. But man, a thing that I love about Tesla cars is the fact that you feel one with the car. You just blend in with the car like an energy, and you can feel so good the car. You can control it so well. You have such a good visibility around the car. You have incredible driving feeling. Now 190 watt-hour per kilometer is the consumption, because we lost a lot of time staying in traffic until now, but it can go around. Now the build quality, I tell you, it's very similar with all-wheel drive, but I'm quite curious now on the highway, some accelerations to do it together, and also the consumption in the end. I'm really looking forward for that, to see what's the real life number and what's the difference on the same road. I take it with the all-wheel drive. Now you definitely feel the difference now with the steering wheel a little bit stiffer, man, but the control, it's so good, it's really good. Yeah, by the way, this car comes also with autopilot, enhanced autopilot. You can activate it from here. You press this wheel, and then from here you go faster. So you set the speed, and then the car, it stays between the lanes, accelerate, brake, keep the distance. It's doing a phenomenal job. And because it's a little bit taller, the Model Y have the camera higher, so it sees better the road around. So that's another great advantage of the car. Plus it knows it comes a roundabout, so it can now new brake before you get to the roundabout. Anyway, we are still in chill mode. Recuperation, it's same strong. The brakes are a little bit different than the previous Model Y, but it's the same as the new all-wheel drive, so it's basically set up the same. Yeah, basically it's the same feeling driving it. Going on the first lane. Now press the brake. The brakes are a little bit different. They kind of link it electronically to the mechanical brakes, or they are not like before. They are a little bit different now. The feedback is different when you press the brake. and they made that just to improve the efficiency of the car. Now from here again you engage the autopilot, and look at this. You have here all the informations. You can set a higher speed and the car will accelerate, brake, keep the distance, stay between the lanes. And because we have the full self-driving, you can also change the lanes, so the car can change the lanes automatically. You always have to have your hands on the steering wheel, of course, keep your eyes on the road, but the cool part is that it's doing all the job automatically. And as you probably know, it's one of the best autopilot system on the world. So if you want to change the lanes, look at this. You just turn the signal, you have your hands on the steering wheel, and the car will do the job for you automatically. 100% change the lane automatically, and then it will accelerate to the speed that you set up. So that's great. And if you want to change the lanes back, if you want to go on the other lane, the same story. You turn the signal and the car will go automatically there. Right now it's still driving itself. If you change the lane, you can see there it's checking. It gives you with red because it's a car in the blind spot. Again, you activate it, it's checking, and then it's changing the lanes. Look at this. And it's doing automatically. It's doing really good job. It's pretty quick. It's pretty reactive. I like that. I mean, for sure, one of the best, if not the best, autopilot system on the market these days. It has Tesla. It's doing fantastic. Now the car, it still drive itself in this moment. The consumption until now, it's 183.6 watt-hour per kilometer. We are still driving in, let me show you right now on dynamics. We are driving in chill mode, standard recuperation, the same, and the steering wheel, it's on heavy. But we will switch, we will go out of this highway. So let's go to, let me take the control. If you want to cross past this car, you do it very easy. Stability at those type of speeds, it's perfect. It's perfect. The low center of gravity, the heavy battery down there help you a lot. The sound insulation, it's very good, so you don't hear too much noise from outside because you have double glass. Basically it's 360 acoustic glass, and the sound insulation, it's quite good even at higher speeds. So they basically improve it from the previous version. We will go on the other side of the highway and drive a little bit faster. Now the ventilation on the seats work perfectly. I'm on level 1 and I'm still not sweating yet, so no sweating under my t-shirt, under my pants. This is a phenomenal update. I think every single car these days should have that. Now release the acceleration pedal, the car is recuperating the energy back into the battery. It's a powerful recuperation, but I tell you, if you put it to reduce, it's much better when you go on the highway. So now I put it on reduce, and I will switch also to standard, so we have a little bit faster response. In terms of curve and sitting on the curve, it's incredible. I think they focus a lot of making this car a little bit more fun to drive, like Model 3, which is incredible. I think they focus on that improvement, and you can definitely feel that. And the seats are very comfortable, definitely much more comfortable than on the previous version, on the previous Model Y. Now, in standard mode, this is the acceleration. I was expecting, to feel a little bit of difference between all-wheel drive and this one, but to be honest, it's not a big difference. You feel a little bit, of course, the difference in grip and in pulling when you accelerate. but my goodness, the way it sits down there. And also look at this, accelerate, brakes, the dynamics are still here. It's still fun to drive, it's still awesome. So trust me guys, you won't feel the difference. It's still very quick, and of course the all-wheel drive, you feel like the car is pulling from all corners in a nice, more stable way. But this one, it's still performing extremely well. I'm definitely surprised of the performance of the car. Now if you need the power, look at this. Oh my goodness, it's just like that. It's incredible, 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 incredible quick. Just phenomenal. And you don't feel, in terms of acceleration, I don't think you need more than that. I think you have more than enough power for any kind of cross pass at any kind of speeds. It's lovely, lovely guys. Now if we drive a little bit faster here, on this side the asphalt is better. Man, it's really good. The way it's sitting on the ground, the grip, it's gorgeous. 130, and you barely hear a little bit of wind around here, but just a little bit. Stability, it's gorgeous. The car is doing fantastic. Really great job. They do a phenomenal job. And yeah, in terms of differences, not huge differences. I still didn't drive yet the standard range. I wait to drive it. I can't wait to have it as well. So I hope I will have it in the next weeks, so I can bring you on the channel the differences as well, and to tell you how it feels, because I'm really curious about the standard range, because I had previously the same car on the previous model, the same version, and I'm curious. But now I'm pretty happy that I test the rear wheel drive as well, so I can make an idea about them. And another thing, of course, which I love about Teslas, the newest model, is the wipers, which have integrated the water, the flash, the water, it's inside the wipers, so it comes from inside the wipers, and it's washing the window. Great. You see the reduce, it doesn't have so strong. If you put it in standard, it becomes stronger, and if you press the brake, it feels a little bit stronger, the brake pedal, than the previous version of Model Y, but it's the same as on the actual model all-wheel drive Model Y. Now going in the city, back into chill mode, we are driving along. Put it in light, the steering will be lighter, and we are driving along here in the city, and it's comfortable. I definitely love the seats. I tell you, the seats are one huge update. They are very comfy. Over the bumps here, you understand that they set up the suspension sporty. So I would definitely say that the suspension, probably they are 55% to sportivity and 45% to comfort. So they are more sporty setup than comfortable setup. So they still betting on sporty feeling, dynamic feeling, and I think they did a great job with that. I think this is the way it should be, and they transformed this SUV in a much more engaging, fun to drive car, no matter if it's all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. I think the setup, it's good the way it is. I'm really curious how is the standard range. The direction have been slightly changed a little bit. So in the beginning at this, it seems to be a little bit softer. It's no more direct, but once you go a little bit farther, then it becomes again direct. And I like it direct. I like the direct steering feeling, and I like the control of moving the car exactly how it's supposed to be moved. I feel like you have more control. You see, over those big bumps, you understand how the suspension is set up. It's stiffer setup, sportier setup, but it's good quality. That's important. The articulation are good quality, and the suspension in general, it's very well built. So you definitely feel that. And of course, a huge bonus of this car, after I drive so many cars these last weeks, coming back to Model Y and having this amazing visibility around the car, I kind of miss that. I wish I have that on my Model S. Model S, it sits low and you don't have such a good visibility, but this one, man, you have such a good view around the windows. Such a good view. I can see everything what's going on around me, and that's so good, so important for the safety. It's so important for the peace of mind. It takes a lot of stress because you have everything in sight from above. Again here, stop and accelerate. In chill mode, you see acceleration is much more slower, much more relaxing. The grip on the steering wheel, it's fantastic. I love the steering wheel. This is another plus for the new Model Y in comparison with the previous one, because you have the grip, you have the perfect position for your hands. It's having here, it's just lovely. It's also teaching you to have your hands exactly where you're supposed to have in order to respond quickly. Such a pleasant car to drive. We will drive a little bit more in the city. I want to make it a little bit longer this trip, just to make it more realistic and in terms of the way you drive. Even in the mirrors you have fantastic view. You have also this camera around the car, and of course the new Model Y come with a front camera. Did you know that? This is the reverse and this is the front camera. How cool is that? Now the car have cameras everywhere. You can see the reverse camera if you want to. We have 161.8 watt-hour per kilometer, consumption 16.1 right now, but I drive kind of fast. You see some acceleration, some aggressive driving, and I still think this is a fantastic number for the way I drive, for the fact that I have the ventilated seats on, and I have also the climatic system on level 1 low. So I think you can get good numbers. So definitely I think it's quite efficient for the way I drive. It's pretty good, and it's definitely more efficient than than the all-wheel drive system, but we will see until the end. And we stay also in that traffic. You remember we lost a lot of energy in that traffic with the train, and right now with the traffic sign, but I'm still thinking it's quite good. I still think it's a good good number. Turning circle, it's basically the same as the previous version, and also the same as the all-wheel drive version, so no differences here. The cool part on Tesla is the fact that you can drive with the cameras on all the time, so you can see what's going on around the car permanently. The steering, man, it's so nice. The direction, the steering feeling, it's so direct, so pleasant. And you have such a good control and agility of the car. It's gorgeous. Anyway, I hope I can get the car for a longer time, because I want to make also range test and probably a consumption test. But if I get it for a little bit longer, for the moment I had the time with this test drive, and yeah, I hope it's useful and I bring you some information. So I will recap right now after I park, and I want to share something super cool regarding the parking, by the way. So for example, if you extend this like that, you can see the car, because I have the full self driving, the car will search for parking lots, and you choose one. You can see right here so many parking lots. You choose one, look at this, just one, and then press start, and then the car is doing the job. Look at this, I'm doing nothing right now. The car is basically parking itself in this moment. Look at this. And I trust it so much because I tested so many times, and it works incredible well. So this new hardware 4, it's fabulous. Look at this. So if you have the money, go for this autopilot full self-driving stuff, because it's phenomenal. And the car, look at this, is just parking just perfectly. It just park incredible well. If you look in the cameras, it's gorgeous. Consumption 60.2, right? So this is the consumption that we can get on this trip, 20 kilometers, 3.3. Because yeah, we use also climatic system. I drive a little bit faster, a little bit more dynamic, so it's kind of normal. But yeah, in general, guys, to recap really quick, it's like that. The car, it's a little bit lighter. I don't feel the difference actually between the all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. It's very similar. It's very hard to tell the difference as long as you don't push it and you don't accelerate and you don't drive too dynamic. When you start to drive a little bit more dynamic, then you feel the grip on the rear and you feel the missing grip on the front. But I will tell you like that, if you're not driving on the snow, on the ice most of the time, I think the rear wheel drive would be just the perfect choice. And in case you need a fantastic sound system, then of course you go for all-wheel drive. But otherwise, this car will do just fine, and you will have also an extended range, which will help you a lot. So yeah, if you need range, go for this one. If you drive on the snow and ice, go for all-wheel drive. If you want faster car response and you want also better performance on the ice and snow, and you have also want a better sound system, go for the all-wheel drive. But if the money will not be a problem, if you need range, go for this one. If you don't need range, go for all-wheel drive. Anyway, I hope you get some information from this video. I hope the video was useful. I hope I bring you some useful stuff. I will have some separate videos with this car, so definitely check out those videos as well to get more information about it. Thank you very much to all of you that watching my videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, that will mean a lot. I will leave also the referral link. If you want to buy a Tesla, no matter which model, you can use my referral link. You will find it in the description, also on the screen. So yeah, if you have questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you, stay safe, and we see you soon in the next one. Bye guys.